Hello from my hostel room in Tel Aviv, Jerusalem. I wanted to show you how I've been traveling. I'm sort of backpacking without actually using a giant backpack. I chose to save my bag and travel a little bit differently. Still kind of backpacking because I'm staying in hostels and I'm exploring as many cities and countries as I can, but I'm doing it giving my back a break. So what I decided to do was have a little rolling bag and a little backpack. So it's not much. It is carry-on. It fits the requirements of Ryanair, a European airline that's very, very strict on their luggage requirements. So I figured if I use the dimensions of a very strict airline, I'll be able to get onto pretty much any other flight and be fine on any airline for the most part. So just a little rolling bag, and what I do is when I have this extended, I can slide this in the front of it. It's got a strap here. I'm sitting on a bed, so it'll be hard for me to try to hook it on right now, but there's a little strap that slides in here. So when I'm traveling, this actually fits like this. And just a slim thing. So I have nothing on my back even. I'm just rolling this long, saving my back. Or, you know, if you're going upstairs and all that, you throw this one on your back, and then you grab the handle for this if you're going up and down stairs, or if there's a bad, you know, a road that's not really good for wheels, just for a few minutes, you can just use the handle on this. It's just little carry-on bags, so it's not going to weigh that much. I wouldn't bring a big 50-pound suitcase. No more. I used to travel with big 50-pound suitcases, and I decided to leave that lifestyle behind and start to minimize my life, because what a waste. More than half of what was in my big suitcase wouldn't even get used during my trip. So that was a huge waste. So I'll show you what I have. This is almost everything. I mean, I've got my shoes that I walk in, some maps, other random things like that. But I quickly packed up my bags because I don't have a roommate right now in my room. They're all out of my hostel room, so I thought this is a good chance to do these videos. So let's quickly throw things in here and do a video on what I've packed. So I have 3 packing cubes, and I only put 1 in here and 2 in my backpack. I'll explain why in a minute, but I've got a big packing cube, Lewis & Clark. I actually have 3 in total, but just 1 here. I have my toiletries bag that has my makeup in it as well. I have 2 pairs of shoes. These are actually dance shoes. One for dressy nighttime and one for daytime flat shoes. And I made a separate videos on about all the shoes that I brought on my trip with me, 5 pairs. I have a big hairbrush, which I know takes up a lot of space, but I had tried to buy a small hairbrush. It was taking forever to brush my hair, and it was giving me all this static. So this is a brush I always used back home for years. Just brought it because it works. Curling iron. Many people say don't bother with a curling iron if you're carrying only carry-on suitcases and bags. But hey, if it fits, and that's my lifestyle, I like once in a while to curl my hair, then why not? I have an umbrella, which was very useful in England. I haven't used it since. Depends on the season you travel, depends on where you go. I have this little bag that I'm supposed to wear around my waist at all times, underneath my clothes to keep my passport and my credit cards. But don't tell thieves, but I don't always wear this under my clothes. I'll either lock it up in my hostel and still bring, though, my passport with me usually. I usually always have my passport with me, but extra credit cards and cash and things like that, I can lock it up. Because I don't always like to have another layer underneath my clothes. It makes me hotter, but I mean, ideally, you always wear it and you never get anything stolen. But I also have a couple more little packing cubes for hair accessories, and my this is for my electronics. So my electronics fit in a little packing cube, except for this one. I could squish this in there, but I've been using it today, so I haven't put it in there. But yeah, this does fit in there. This is my power converter, so I can then go, and I have other ends for this, other tips depending on the country that I'm in. But I'm from Canada, so I use this kind of power in Canada, and then a bunch of USB. Now this might be a bit of an overkill. Some people only use a plug converter, so it only changes the plug and they don't convert the actual watts voltage. But I like to have this just in case my watts is different from the watts that are used in other countries, so it converts it for me. But this has been convenient in hostels where maybe there's only one plug, or an airport where there's only one plug around, and you can be a nice neighbor and let everybody plug their stuff in there. Or maybe you have many things. I could have my curling iron, my computer, my Apple Watch, my iPhone, my Bluetooth, and I have a little credit card size extra battery for my phone, so when I'm running out of battery I can plug that little credit card size thing and it charges up about half my phone. It's kind of old, but I can use most of these slots at the same time if need be. But anyway, so that's what I have in here. I have some more things like Tylenol, a few other random things that I didn't quickly throw in here because before my roommates come I want to have this video done. So the reason why I chose to only put one packing cube in here, it's because when I'm getting in and out of hostels fast in the morning, I can throw all the small stuff. I used to put all the small stuff in my backpack and stuff could fall out and all that, but now I like to just throw all the smaller stuff, shoes, all that in the bottom of this suitcase, and then put my toiletries bag and my big packing cube, and all the small things are securely underneath there, and zip this up. Now I have 2 pairs of shoes in here. I have 5 pairs total, 2 pairs in here. I have 2 small pairs in here, so my ballet flats and my shower shoes, so either flip-flops or some kind of a sandal that you can wear out to the beach or to the showers in a hostel. So that fits in there. So that's my little, and I made sure I picked a suitcase that was less than 5 pounds, because if you can only have 15 pounds, 20 pounds or something like that, make sure you don't get a bag that's 7-8 pounds, because then you can't bring much. But I like these wheels that are 360 degrees, so I can leave my bag upright as I'm pushing it forward. My little backpack fits on top of it. Super convenient. So in my backpack, this is only when I'm actually leaving a hostel. I'm going to take the train. I'm going to go to a different city in another hostel. I want to be quick in my packing, so I threw all the small stuff in the bottom of my suitcase. And in here, I'll just show you this backpack first, but in here I just throw 2 packing cubes in my computer, and usually actually my power converter too. Throw it in here so that it's just easy. 2 bags in here, computer, power charger, power converter, I mean. I like this bag because first of all it's small and it fit the requirements of Ryanair. It's really, really small. It doesn't fit a giant computer. I have a little MacBook Air, so make sure you have a computer that can fit the small bag requirements. So this has a little secret, I call it a secret pocket in the back, which I really like, because the pocket in the front, thieves can easily access it, so I'm not going to keep anything valuable in here at all. I'll keep it hidden here, or either on my body or hidden here, because when I have my backpack on, somebody would have to actually dig in my back. They would have to know there's a zipper there and put their hand in my back, between my bag and my back. So anyways, I hide some things here sometimes, cash or credit card or things like that, if I don't want to wear the belt underneath my body. And here I can just keep things like maps or other things that if somebody steals it, lipstick, whatever, things that I don't care if somebody steals it, I can easily replace it. I like this bag because it is water resistant, so you can go out in the rain and it'll repel. And I like that it's compact, and that it has a little extra ledge here, this thing that goes over the zipper so that water's not getting into the zipper if it's raining, so it covers that. Also, it has an extra hook here because for just an extra security. If somebody's going to unzip your bag, they might not find the zippers. Like, they'd have to unhook this first, unhook this, open it up, and I just, for ease when I'm traveling, I just know a medium packing cube and a large packing cube fits in here. That's it. All the small stuff in my rolling bag. Then my laptop. Just a little MacBook Air. So it's very lightweight, thin, doesn't take up much room at all. Something else I carry with me, very important, are locks. I bought these two locks because I figured it's what I would need. One for when I'm staying in a hostel, and you usually have a locker that you can slide your luggage in, and then I have a little lock here, master lock, pretty thick, with a key that I take with me. Then so this stays at my hostel, and it stays with my stuff locked up, and I just have to carry the key with me. And then I have this other one because once in a while I love Lindy Hop, I love swing dancing, so I've been out with people and I have this backpack, and then there's a live jazz band outside and I want to swing dance. I don't want to just leave my bag down, my day bag down. In the daytime I don't take all this stuff with me, I just take what I need for the day, but I don't want to leave it on the floor and swing dance and just have a ball and somebody grabs my bag and leaves. So I bought this. This is expandable, and so expands pretty long. So I can actually, I've done this before. I was in what city? No, I was in Toulouse, France. I was with another dancer walking around. There was a live band playing. So I put my bag down and I hooked it up. I forget which part of it, but I hooked it up to a metal fence. And so if somebody's going to they can't just grab my bag and run away with it. This is going to be preventing that. So it makes it a little bit tougher for them. It doesn't mean it's foolproof, but it's tougher. They can't just grab it and run. By the time they're struggling with trying to pull this out of the fence or whatever you have it hooked up to, it's gonna be noticeable. So, or maybe I'm at a restaurant on the computer or something like that. I put my bag down on the floor next to my chair. Just to be extra safe, maybe I want to hook this up to the leg of the table or the chair or something, so that I can make sure that somebody can't just grab it and go. That's just something I like to do. This is an Air Canada one. It's just digits, so you don't have to have a key. So if I'm going to be distracted doing something, I'm going to lock this up, attach it to something at least, just extra security. So I have 3 packing cubes, Lewis and Clark. When I'm just traveling from city to city, I'll throw these into the day bag. Unless I don't have to, unless it's going to be a long trip and I want to have more stuff with me. But usually I get to my hostel, I leave my big rolling suitcase, small rolling suitcase, and these bags maybe on a shelf or inside my locker. And then I decide what I want to pack for the day. So maybe my swimsuit, beach shoes, sarong. Maybe I don't want to bring my computer. Maybe I lock up my computer for the day. So whatever I want for the day, for my day bag. Now, I over time found that I didn't even want to wear this every single day. It gets hot on my back. If it's sunny out there and it's hot, this can get hot on your back, and I don't always need to carry that much stuff with me. If I'm just going to walk around a city within 20, 30 minutes, there's 60 minutes of my hostel, I'm just walking around sightseeing. I just need my cell phone, maybe, my sarong if I'm going to by the beach, my water bottle, things like that. So I ended up buying another bag, just a tiny little, this is like good for groceries and things like that. That's another reason why I bought it. But this little thing, I have stuff in it now, but it doesn't take up any room. You just stick it in your suitcase. But I've been buying a lot of groceries, and I used to buy the grocery bag every time, the plastic, or reused it when I had a big, bulky, ugly, white plastic bag, and I would hook it to the back of this suitcase if I have it with me, or just carry this grocery ugly bag with me. But anyway, so I ended up buying this black bag that I can have my rolling suitcase, I can slide my backpack on top of it, and then also hook this onto my suitcase handle. So everything is all contained on this one rolling bag, and I can bring my groceries, because I don't always go through all my groceries when I'm leaving a hostel. I may have enough food for a couple more days, another day or whatever. I can throw on all my food, my remaining food in here. I also found this very convenient just for a day bag sometimes. Sometimes I don't want mostly lately I haven't been carrying my suitcase even. I know I'm kind of backpacking, but sometimes I just throw in what I need for the day in here. Just a little bag. Something that's very useful is a water bottle. So I'll throw my water bottle in there. Something else you want are sunglasses. If you're gonna go anywhere that there's sun, which is everywhere, you want sunglasses. But this is really good for groceries, or for even an extra day bag. If you want something really small that doesn't take up much space, or you're going to a museum or something like that where they don't allow backpacks. Probably one of the most important things I brought with me are these things. I'm staying in hostels, and I have roommates usually. Thankfully I have none right now, so I'm able to shoot these videos. It's amazing. So I'm just doing them one by one quickly, just to show you how I pack, how I travel. But an eye mask. I mean, you're gonna have all these roommates coming in at all times of day or night. Hopefully they don't turn on the main light, but their flashlights on their phones or whatever. Or if you're flying or whatever, you want to have an eye mask anyways. And then earplugs. Always have earplugs, and you can block out the sound. Now I like hostels that have curtains that you can just slide and have your own private little cocoon. But I've only been in 2 hostels that had those. One in Jerusalem and one in France. Otherwise it's all wide open here, and you have the noise from the outside, and you have neighbors, that lights flashing and all that. So eye mask will prevent that. Earplugs will cut you from the rest of the sound of the world. Something I did not mention actually that I brought with me because they're drying outside, totally forgot, is I have a towel and washcloth that are microfiber. And because it's drying outside, I totally forgot to mention that that's what I brought with me. Always have a towel and a washcloth with you, because most places, well, if you use a washcloth, I do, because most hostels do not have one, or they charge you extra for a towel. And my towel has served as a beach towel. Like I bring it with me in my day bag if I'm going to the beach. I've gone to a lot of beaches in southern France and Israel. So my little towel, microfiber, that really compact, but and dries really fast, but it can serve as a towel if your hostel doesn't give you one, or a beach towel, or sometimes a little extra blanket on the plane. So a little microfiber set is what I highly recommend also. I hope you enjoyed this video. I have also a video on packing cubes, and I have a video on what shoes I brought. I don't know if I'll make another video if roommates are going to start coming in soon. So I hope you enjoyed this video.